From the #1 fishing port in America, New Bedford, Massachusetts, welcome to the Paul Santos Live Show! Whoa, what a crowd! Tonight's guests are Acoustic Remedy, your theater actor, Tenor Wade, comedian Carlos Z, podcast author, host Richard Sear, plus Ronnie, Artie, Melissa, the PSL Band. Oh, and me, I'm the comedy director, Joanna Raposa. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the host of our show, Paul Santos.
Hello. Welcome to our big-time television show. How you doing tonight? What a crowd. Joanna, what's going on?
Just hanging here with you.
Feel the vibe. Hey, how about
vibe.
the PSL band over there? Hey, what's up, guys?
What
The
an
sky,
audience.
the
What
sky
an
is up.
audience.
Something's up there. What's up?
It's a flying plane.
Welcome to the show. Hey, if you're watching on ABC 6 in Providence, hope you're having a fantastic weekend. If you're watching the live stream, type something in and let us know you're watching. And if you're watching on Channel 95, I hope you're having a great evening watching our show. We have a great lineup of guests, so let's jump right into it and get caught up on some news items. You know, former Eagles football star Jason Kelce and his lovely wife Kylie announced the birth of a baby girl. Let's hear it for the Kelces.
Hey, oh.
And I thought that Kelce only liked the tush push.
Oh,
Apparently he likes the long game too. He spent his whole career trying to stop sacks. Now he's going to be changing them. Yeah, we're in a restaurant. I forgot about that. Yeah, we're in a restaurant. Sorry about that. Hey, let's do a little science, all right? In fact, we're going to do archaeology. Imagine that. Wow, we're really moving up.
love that.
You know, I don't want everybody to think that this is a lowbrow show here.
Of course
We
not.
actually do archaeology. You know, a giant dinosaur footprint was found in Scotland. Imagine that. Wow, something older than Crazy Casey's last booty call. Oh, there he is. Wanted to see if he was in the room. And right next to the dinosaur was this kind of like a hole in the snow. Yeah, apparently T-Rex was packing.
whoa. Oh, my God.
I can't help it. I always slide back into the middle school humor, you know.
That's T-Rex.
Hey, you know what they say about big feet, you know? Oh, my God, here comes Bigfoot. Oh! Never mind. Well, let's go to the city of Providence and see if we can find some humor. A man climbed up the side of the vacant Superman building. Did you see that? Yeah, he climbed up the scaffolding of this vacant Superman building in Providence and had to be rescued. The cops weren't too happy. They got there, they looked up and they said, "Look, up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane. It's Super Moron." The only thing faster than a speeding bullet was him calling 911. Lois Lane's not up there, buddy. Too much Red Bull, not enough English. You know, I don't think Superman needs a phone booth. I think he needs a rubber room. That's what I think. Up and away. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, this next story I got from Aaron here, our producer-director that's down here all the time. That's right. A secret apartment was located in the back of the Providence Place Mall. This is true.
Yes.
Somebody broke down a wall, made an
great.
apartment back there, put the wall back up, and they lived there
Yes.
for quite a while without being caught, right there at the Providence Place Mall. Wow. And Artie thought Victoria had a secret. No wonder the mannequins were missing their underwear.
Ooh.
Hey, by the way, I want to tell you, I want to take a nod here. Let's have a nice round of applause for the lovely wife of mine, Ann Santos, sitting right over there. You know, my wife's always saying that I'm going deaf. You really think I'm going deaf, honey?
What?
What'd you say? No, I think it could be. You know why? Because one day we're sitting in the living room, and she said to me, "Hey, honey, there's a leak on the windowsill. I was like, don't talk to me like that. She's like, well, what's the big deal? All as I told you, there was a leak in the windowsill. I said, oh, I thought you were calling me an imbecile.
That was next.
That was what you call a long way to go for nothing. That's what that was.
A long
All
walk.
week, humped over the computer trying to write this monologue, write this crap. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I gotta need some help from the band over here. You guys are pretty intellectual, aren't you?
What would you like? I did not know that.
Well, what kind of noises do ducks make?
Quack, quack.
Oh, yeah, like how? Quack, quack, quack. How's it go?
Quack, quack, quack,
How's it
quack.
go? Quack, quack, quack. Okay, how about sheep? How do sheep go? Oh, these guys are pretty good, you know. How about let's see, what else we got? How
That
about
was me.
How about dogs? Ooh, that's a pit bull right there. Well, anyway, scientists have discovered that sharks make noises. You know what that noise is? It's a clicking sound.
Yes.
It goes like click, click, click. Well, we here at the Paul Santos live show, you know, we have not the I-team that they have on Channel 5. We have the P-team. We send out our investigators, the P-team. Yeah, the P-team. We penetrate right in there and find out what's going on, you know. P-team's rock solid. You know, we get right in there and find out what's going on. Well, anyway,
Drill right down.
the P-team, the P-team went in there, and we got our own shark interpreter. And the female shark was going click, 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 click. The interpreter, why is she going click, click, click? She goes, well, she was checking out that big great white that was going by.
Oh.
A great white had big feet, as a matter of fact. Hey, speaking of sharks, I went to a meeting of the Bar Association, being an attorney, you know. And they had really great food at the meeting of the Bar Association. In fact, it was called the Billable Hour Buffet. Just great. It was fantastic. In fact, there were more suits there than the Men's Warehouse.
Just got that.
That was good. You hung me out to dry there. I thought it was pretty good. I was
pull
getting a
my
rotator cuff trying to get the help over here.
All right.
Well, anyway, I'm sorry to do this. Because we have a lot of guests here tonight. I know everybody's just falling off the chairs laughing and everything. I'm now going to bring you the final joke of the night.
The final What the heck is
It
that?
sounded like a sick animal there. Was that a sick animal?
Me or him?
You like the sound
Both
of a
of
sick
us.
animal.
It's a duet.
Well, anyway, there's a house in Providence's east side that's selling for $1.2 million.
That's my
You know
neighbor.
why that house is selling for $1.2 million? Well, it comes with a dungeon in the cellar. It was a crazy, crazy house. In fact, it's going to be a bestseller. And Artie, this goes double for you. If you buy that house, remember, on the way to the dungeon, make sure you use the bidet. All right, we have a great show. Is everybody feeling good here tonight?
Oh my God.
You know, Joanna, I know I'm getting to some people laughing and some are shaking their heads, but as long as there's a reaction, you know, people are
right.
going like this, like, oh God, what the heck was that? At least I got a reaction.
They're
you know what I
listening.
mean? Like the
They're
heads moving.
listening to you.
The gentleman who puts all the wires and the cameras and everything else, and he's a part-time comic. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Aaron Cadju of Bristol County Media.
Paul, did you say they found dinosaur footprints in Scotland? Yes. I didn't know you grew up in Scotland.
Touche.
You hire a guy to, you know, plug some wires in, put some cameras up, and next thing you know, he's up here doing the Don Rickles on me here. Anyway, no, that's great. We're having a lot of fun. We have some great guests tonight. We've got a great band, Acoustic Remedy. We have Tenor Wade. We have Carlo Z and Richard Sear, all jam-packed tonight here on the Paul Santos Live Show. So stay with us. We'll be right back right after this. But first, say hello to Ronnie, Artie, and the PSL Band.
Yeah, the final joke.
Oh, yeah, Ronnie
You
C.
never said you love me when you laid across my folded bed.
Yeah.
You should have never said you love me when you laid across my folded bed. While you were drinking all that wine, just talking all out your head. You said, baby, 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 that's all right with me. That's all right with me. Said, Baby, 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 daddy, daddy, that's alright with me. You can have my juicy love, but just don't throw that into the deep blue sea.
All right, there they are, PSL Band. Gotta love those guys. All right, a shout out to some of our viewers tonight: Antonio Reese, Anne Marie King, and Michael Consaccio looking in tonight like he always does. And by the way, I want to just mention here, there's a nice publication in Rhode Island, and I've got the paper right here. It's called the Rhode Island Wave, and our really good friend John Parada did an interview. There's John. Let's hear it for John Parada. He's in the house right there. He did an article about this show right here and talked to me about how this show began and how it's grown from where we started a couple of years ago. See the picture right there, and he did a great job. Thank you so much, John. A very, very nice article. And by the way, for people that are here in the studio audience, make sure you pick up a copy of the Rhode Island Wave on the way out. All right, here we go. All right, at this time, we'd like to introduce our first guests. They're a terrific singing group. I'm sure you're going to enjoy them. And we really heard them online. That's how we found them, which is how we find a lot of our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Acoustic Remedy?
take me by the hands while we do what lovers do. And that is how this ends. 'Cause what if I never love again? Let this be our lesson in love. Let this be the way we remember us. I don't wanna be cruel or vicious, and I ain't asking for forgiveness. All I ask is if this is my last night with you. Hold me like I'm more than just a friend. Give me a memory I can use. Take me by the hands while we do what lovers do. And that is how this ends. 'Cause what if I never love again?
All right, Acoustic Remedy. Hey, that was fantastic. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks. We're glad to be here. Thanks very much for asking us.
Well, you know, there's a secret right here. You know, sometimes they say, is there a doctor in the house? This guy's a doctor right here. Can you imagine that? Pretty good, huh? Now, here's the question that you have to ask, right? You have to ask. What kind of doctor are you?
Well, two things. Primary care and hospice and palliative care. You probably don't want me for the second job I do.
As long as you're not a proctologist.
No, I stay away from that part of the body as best I can.
Well, any-
I don't do podiatry either.
all right, and Marguerite is your first name, right?
Yes.
Marguerite O'Reek. And your name again is?
Chris Jonkus.
All right, Dr. Junkus over here. Well, and by the way, you know, we're talking about medical providers. What is your day job?
I am the hospice admissions director for Accent Care.
Ah, so you're in nursing.
Nursing.
All right,
yes.
doctor and a nurse. How about that? Oh, the old doctor and nurse trick there, huh? No. You guys, no, you guys are not in a relationship. Just, you know, bandmates over here. I've been watching too much General Hospital, you know.
I'm old enough to be her father, by the way.
Oh, that didn't,
I think I am as old as her father, who's over here somewhere.
that didn't stop Bill Belichick. But I digress. So tell me about how you got involved in music. That was a beautiful rendition. That was Adele, which is not easy to sing, and you did such a great job with that song. Tell me about your singing.
So I've been involved in music ever since I was a kid. I was doing theater, talent shows. I get my love for music from my dad, who's also here, and he is a graduate of Berklee College of Music. So
Nice.
I know everything from him, from singing and everything to do with music and love for music.
Wonderful. And actually, your dad is here tonight from Eddie and the Exciters. There they are, right over there. Ah. And what about you, doctor? You know, I don't see too many singing doctors around.
That's actually more of us than you know, really, quite honestly. But, you know, it's what I had to do to survive medical school and remain sane. And then, you know, I just kept playing afterwards, and I joined a band with my buddy Chris out there in the audience back in 1998. noise in the basement, and then COVID came, and we weren't really playing much. So I said, well, I can't play electric alone, so I started picking up the acoustic, and Margaret and I met at hospice, and there you go. The rest is history.
Ah, nice. So then you're just talking, right? You're just talking about, oh, you play the guitar and she sings, and then you started thinking, well, let's have a jam session, this and that. Next thing you know, you're playing.
Right, and now Margaret's in our band, too.
Yeah,
The rock band, so.
Ah, rock band.
Yeah.
Well, I understand you guys like to do some rock here and there, do you?
Yes. Yep.
You know, there's only two of you, but because we have limited room over here, but I'm getting the feeling that maybe you guys can rock the house a little bit. What do you think?
We're going to try.
Yeah,
There's going to be some audience participation on this one.
This is going to be how it's presented. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Acoustic Remedy.
Yep.
You'll all know this one.
You're a real tough cookie with a long history, breaking little hearts like the one in me. That's okay, let's see how you do it. Put up your dukes and let's get down to it. Hit me with your best shot.
Yeah.
Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. You come on where you come on, you don't fight there. But that's okay, see if I care. Knock me down, it's all in vain. I get right back on my feet again. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. You're a real tough cookie with a long history, breaking little hearts like the one in me. Before I put another notch in my lipstick case, you better make sure you put me in my place. Hit me with your best shot. Come on, hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Yeah, that's the way to rock the house, baby. Yeah, blowing the roof off this joint. Hey, thank you very much, doctor. Thank you very much, nurse. Keep up the great work in your day jobs and keep doing a great job with your love of music. Acoustic Remedy once again.
Thank you.
Back with comedy in just a moment. You're watching the Paul Santos Live Show. We'll be right back right after this from the PSL Band. Stay right where you are.
Nothing you can say could tear me away from my guy. No handsome face could ever take the place of my guy. He may not be a movie star, but when it comes to being happy, we are the sort of men today who could take me away from my guy. From my guy. As a matter of opinion, I think he's tough. My opinion is he's a cream of the crop. hey, oh my God.
All right, you gotta love that. PSL Band, it's Ronnie, it's Melissa, Artie DeMello. Wow, you guys are smooth as silk over there. Smooth as silk. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, well, once again, say hello to our fabulous comedy director, Joanna Raposa. What's going on?
How you doing? How
I
you
think
doing?
everything's pretty good. What about you?
Well, we're here, right?
We're here.
That's always a good sign. It's been quite a week, though, right?
Yeah.
Quite a week. Yep.
Why, what happened?
I lost a big chunk of my retirement.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's a bummer. It looks like I'm gonna end up living under a bridge, which, as you know, in the state of Rhode Island, can be very dangerous.
Hopefully it's not the Washington Bridge.
That would not be my choice. I think whatever money I have left over, I'm going to invest in helmets for the family. So.
Oh, no, good. How was the family? How's the lovely, I was
The
going to say the
family's
lovely
good.
husband.
I-
No, the husband, how's he
The
doing?
husband's all right. I didn't get to drag him here tonight. He's home working, but
He's
somebody's
got to make some money, bring
somebody's
some
gotta
money
make
into
the
the house.
money.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Come
yeah.
on, bring in those greenbacks, baby.
I can't be the only lucrative one in the family. So.
Hey, by the way, you got a show in Lynn, right?
That's
third,
right.
Is it the third Thursday?
Third Thursdays in Lynn.
Lynn,
it's the Riot
Massachusetts.
Act. Yep. And we should mention also that you and I are going to be on a comedy show in June.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
with Joel Davis. I
Hey,
don't know
Joel
if he's
Davis, what's
watching.
going on?
Yeah, Keeping It Real Comedy Productions. His debut show is April 12th, this Saturday in Woonsocket, and I'm hosting. And then he's got a bunch of other shows, and you're on one in Raynham. So, what are you laughing at? God,
He's thinking about me going in the toilet during the...
he's so obnoxious. God.
That's why we love him.
Why do we let him in here? But, yeah. So
Well, that'll
anyways,
be a lot of
that's
fun.
a lot of fun. But I'm super excited about the comedian tonight, who I worked with once in Quincy, and I knew right away. I just wanted to invite him here because he's a very refreshing fellow, and you can do the rest of the intro.
All right, put your hands together for Carlos Z.
What's up, Mikey Bees? How you doing? Hello, Paul Santos Show. Oh my God, I am so excited. Thank you for having me. I am your DEI hire for the evening. Yes. Kidding, of course. DEI is dead. I actually have to be funny now. Damn. Well, as you can tell by my accent, I am Mexican, and yes, it's okay. Have you ever seen one this up close? It's gonna be okay. We're almost kind of sort of like you. Yes, I am Mexican, and like a lot of Mexicans, I was born in Puerto Rico. Oh, wow, you guys know the difference. Smart crowd. Yes, I am from Puerto Rico. We are the best type of Mexicans because you cannot deport us. Joke's on you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, there are a lot of differences between Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. For example, Puerto Ricans, we don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo. No, don't wish me a happy Cinco de Mayo, okay? It makes me very upset, all right? And you know why? I'm gonna tell you something, white people. This is a secret. If you say happy Cinco de Mayo 3 times in a row, Ice Beetlejuice shows up. It's showtime. Latinos out. Yes. So if you ever want to accomplish your dreams of picking crops or roofing in the heat of summer, just say happy Cinco de Mayo 3 times in a row, and poof, all the Latinos are gone.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes. Well, there's other differences between Puerto Ricans and Mexicans. For example, Puerto Ricans, we don't eat tacos or huevos rancheros or quesadillas. Instead, we eat your girlfriends, your moms.
Ooh. Nasty. Woohoo.
Your grandmas.
Oh, no.
That's right. And the occasional pool boy. Delicious pool boys. Yum. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. Like any other immigrants, what we really eat is cats and dogs. I'm sorry. I know that's old news, but I'm still feeling a certain kind of way about it because that was a bad look for Latinos. Because I don't know how it is in your family. Eating cats and dogs, that was at most a once a year thing for my family. Wasn't every day. God damn. Cats and dogs. That's crazy. It's one or the other. It's never both. That would be gluttonous. Oh my God, that's crazy. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. I am an animal lover. I am passionate about their health and well-being, especially having them spayed and neutered. It just makes them taste better. Listen, don't judge. Don't get all judgy on me, okay? Because up here you have lizards and bunnies and snakes for pets. That's just stuff I grew up eating. Delicious. Paul Santos. So good. All right, let's get off politics. I'm also a high school math teacher. Yes, thank you. Hey, teacher, yeah. I work in Boston, which is great for me because I teach a lot of Hispanic kids, and it helps me stay in touch with my culture because living up here is kind of hard sometimes, especially since I only have 2 kids from the same white woman. I'm hardly Puerto Rican anymore. I'm kidding. My wife, my wife is great. She bakes sourdough bread, and she brews kombucha. I married a really white lady. Yes, but she's great. She's actually an ally. She's white, but she identifies as a spicy Latina. So every time she hears somebody speaking Spanish, she's like, "Mira, papi, they're speaking Spanish." Or there's somebody waving the Puerto Rican flag. "Mira the Puerto Rican flag." I love her, man, but I wish she would stop doing the accent. It drives me nuts. But the other thing about my wife is that she's so cool. She's not jealous. So whenever we're walking down the street and I see a beautiful girl that catches my eye, she doesn't mind. She goes, "Oh, do you like what you see?" I'm like, okay. It's all good, but sometimes the Latino in me craves a toxic psychopath that threatens to kill me just so I could feel alive. I need that culturally. But I digress. I am a teacher, and it's interesting how different teaching is from when I grew up. For example, these days, you can't hit the kids.
True.
I grew up getting hit by nuns. Look at me. I turned out okay. Right. I'm in the Paul Santos show, baby. Hell yeah! That's right. Oh my goodness, yes. But this nun used to hit us when we got the answer wrong. And I would pray to God, please don't call on me. But sure enough, my turn came, and I got the answer wrong. And she said, "Put your hand up." And then she slapped it really hard with the ruler. And I was terrified and horrified at first. Then I realized it wasn't so bad. In fact, I kind of liked it. So I started getting all my answers wrong on purpose. Oh, and I would look forward to it. Oh, my God. Until she figured out what I was doing, and she stopped. And that day, I learned a valuable lesson about religion. Catholics, they're all about denying you pleasure. Guys, that's my time. My name is Carlos Z. Thank you so much.
Carlos Z, grab a seat.
Thank you very much, Paul Santos.
Hey, it's great to meet you. Wow, all the way down from Puerto Rico to New Bedford, Massachusetts.
Yes.
Wow, pretty good.
I always dream of being in New Bedford. What is it, the fishing capital of the world?
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing. All these fish and chip smells. It's driving me crazy. Making me so hungry.
So where are you living now?
I live in Hull, Massachusetts.
Yeah, where is that?
Hull. Uh, is between disappointment and broken dreams. Um, South Shore of Massachusetts. It's next to Hingham,
Nice.
Weymouth, that whole South Shore, Quincy.
So, you're talking about your Puerto Rican heritage. We have a big Portuguese population here in New
Yes.
Bedford. So
We have
what
a
is
lot
the-
in common.
Yeah, right. So, what is the Puerto Rican background? What does that do for you? What does that make your perspective?
Well, for example, you guys know Bad Bunny? You do? Because this is a really white crowd. Oh, Santos, I wasn't sure. Oh my God. It's so diverse. You go from beige to off-white. Jesus. So the artist Bad Bunny just put out an album that did something to all Puerto Ricans that we all want to drop everything and move back to the island. And that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm ready to leave.
You want to go back to the
Oh
island?
my God.
Why is that?
I just feel, homesick. Paul Santos. I feel homesick.
Oh, can we get a
I feel homesick. But I tell you, though, those fish and chips are giving me pause. They're making me have second thoughts. Maybe I should stay.
Well, it's nice to have you here.
Thank
have
you.
you been to New Bedford before?
I have been in passing. I think I stopped at a Dunkin' Donuts once. And but no, I don't. I can't say I know much about New Bedford other than it's the fishing capital of the United States. And
What about being a teacher and being a comedian? That's got to be something.
it's a lot of material, Paul Santos. It's a lot of material that I have a little vault that I'm saving. So when I retire, I can really use all that material. Because right now, I kind of have to keep my job. I can do this. But it's great. I love teaching. I love my kids. I love my students. They're so funny. Honestly, they give me so much to talk about that it's just overwhelming.
Aren't you tempted, like in the middle of a math lesson, to riff on something and do a whole monologue up there?
I do it all the time.
Do you?
Yes. And if I get one of the kids to get my jokes, I'm happy because it's mostly,
Oh, they go over the head?
Yeah, it's mostly dad jokes, and we're dealing with the TikTok brain. This generation is TikTok. Like I was talking to some kid, and then I was talking about being anxious, being an anxious person. Like you are anxious, like you are an alcoholic. You
Right.
always anxious.
Yeah.
But you manage your anxiety. And it's like, oh, you are an alcoholic, mister? I'm like, no, I'm anxious. And I'm trying to explain, and then he moved on to talk about some TikTok thing. So it's hard, Paul Santos. It's hard.
Right, right.
Yeah, I wish I had a ruler at that point.
Yeah, you really wish you could give him a little paddle there, right?
Why not? It builds character. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it
Not
for
gonna
the
do it.
record. Anyone watching, I would never do that. Thank you.
As you said, you were on the receiving end of that with the nuns.
I
right?
was.
And you turned out great.
I turned out great. So many. It does change your brain chemistry, though.
Yeah,
There are
okay.
some other things that I wanted to talk about, but they told me I had to keep it clean for your show. So
Well, not completely clean. No, I guess it has to be clean.
don't tempt me because I'm trying really hard to keep it family friendly.
Can you give us a clean version of what you're thinking?
Well, I mean, getting hit by a ruler sort of makes you, like certain things, doing certain acts in the privacy of your home.
What's the name of the superintendent up there?
No, we are not going there.
Hey, that's great. I think you got some great stuff there. You're very
Thank you.
funny. And it's great that you're teaching our kids. We need great teachers. My wife is a retired teacher.
Oh, God bless
Teachers
you.
are the best, right? They teach our kids.
Yeah,
So
thank you
for your
so much,
contribution.
Paul. Thank you for having me.
LOC, back with more on the Paul Santos Live Show. Once again, the PSL Band. We'll be right back. Please stay where you are.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. 'cause I don't wanna leave you lonely. But you gotta make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number, and I know that you got mine. You know that I called you, I called too many times. You can call me baby, you can call me anytime. You have to call me. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind.
Yeah, Ronnie C on the keys, baby, right there. Let's hear it for Ronnie.
I say that just for I can love you and give you what you need. I say that just for I can love you and give you what you need. But I'm too old to go chasing around, wasting my precious energy.
All right, guys, thank you. We got to bring out the next guest. Sounded great. PSL Band, there they are. All right, our next guest is doing double duty. He's the executive director of Your Theater in New Bedford and also the Steeple Playhouse. Would you please welcome Tenor Wade? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
The last time you were going to be on the show, I broke my foot, wasn't it?
You did. You got 2 feet now still?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Slide back, make yourself comfortable. There you are. So welcome to the show. You do some acting too, though, right?
I have done a little bit of acting, a little bit of directing, some design, a little bit of everything.
So what's going on down there at the Steeple Playhouse? If you're in New Bedford and you go down William Street, right? That's where Your Theater is now, and that's also the Steeple Playhouse. So a lot of good things happening down there.
It is, it is. We just finished, last year, we just finished a 10-year renovation project,
Wow.
turning the First Baptist Church into the Steeple Playhouse.
Right.
Originally built in 1829, and it feels like we're coming into a spring for the organization. So this weekend, we're hosting the 2nd Annual New Bedford Film Festival again.
Right.
We're coming up in next month. We have Dead Man's Cell Phone opening, which is a hilarious comedy about death and how we remember people and how we maybe change how we remember people after they die. A really funny show.
Did you say Dead Man Cell
Dead
Phone?
Man's Cell Phone.
Okay, all right. That's an interesting title.
It's a wonderful, hilarious show. And we also, that's going to be closing out our 78th season as an organization. So you remember when it first started, right?
Your Theater?
Yes, well, you were there, right?
No, I was. Did you say 78 years?
78
no,
years.
I didn't catch the beginning of it. But, no, I know they bounced around, and
We bounced
I think
around.
the downtown New Bedford's a perfect spot. For
Downtown, it's absolutely perfect. We're able to produce our own productions there at the Steeple Playhouse, and we're also able to welcome other awesome community groups. So we're just starting next month as well, Acoustic Jazz Series with the New
Nice.
Bedford Jazz Festival. Next month after that, we have a new producer putting on a musical in the first week of June. We have the June Pride Block Party with the Queer Arts Council and AHA. Then we have the Historical Society with Jazz on Juneteenth.
Wow.
New Bedford Festival Theater with us for a show the next
got this
month.
all on the top of your head.
It's
That's
all
pretty
off
good,
the
huh?
top. It's wild and busy, and we're
great.
really excited about it.
Now, you said you jazz music and things like that. You guys like to do
Jazz
that?
and music.
Hey,
all
Ronnie,
sorts
you
of
do a little
things.
jazz, don't you?
I do a little bit. Yeah.
All right, yeah, we got to get the PSL band involved in this thing, you know?
You got to. You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know.
Sure, you let me know. I'm ready.
So now you said you've been an actor. Do you remember any particular role that you that you performed? You look like you have that voice. You have that like theater voice to you.
I do. It comes from having to stand on stage and talk to people, or when I'm a director, having to stand in the back of the house and talk to people on
Like
stage.
you look like that guy. You go, Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo, or whatever the.
I did play Romeo once
Yeah?
in middle school. It was terrible. I did a horrible,
What do you
horrible
mean?
job.
I
I didn't know
can't
any of my
I
lines.
can't believe that.
I don't think I didn't even get to the sun rising in the east or anything.
I'm sure you did better than what you're saying. So tell me about the future now. You guys are really putting it together. You already reeled
We
off
are.
all these different things. And, of course, the Steeple Playhouse. Anybody in this area, go down because it's a great takedown. Beautiful building, too. I've been in there a few times.
Absolutely. Completely renovated, and we just finished loading in a new technical package, so the audio, 4K video streaming and recording, all sorts of great stuff coming
Wow.
in. So we're really excited because we're now able to open it up to more community groups, and so we have open weekends for people to produce and rent out the space and co-produce with us.
All right.
So if you have an idea for a show and you want to put something on, it's the place to do it.
We might. All right, well, thank you very much. Keep up the great work over there. Tenor Wade, Executive Director of the Your Theater and Steeple Playhouse.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. All right, PSL Band, one more time, and we'll be back with our final guest of the evening. He's a podcaster and a funny guy. We'll be right back. You're watching the Paul Santos Live Show. We're coming to you from Mikey B.
Cut the cake, a little please, let me look at the cream. Cut the cake, a little bit, baby, you know what I mean. Cut the cake, a little bit of loving on the side. Cut the cake, a little bit satisfied. Give me that cake, what do you say? Give me that cake. Well, it tastes so good, I'm dancing all around now. Give me that cake. But it tastes so good. Come on, Jack, do the man. It's Jim Cage is in the house here. Cut the cake. I need a little piece of your sweet love.
Yeah.
Cut the cake. You know what I'm talking about. I said, cut the cake. What did I say? Cut the cake. I ain't got no cake. What's the matter with you? Come on, Ollie, blow some horn. Give me that cake. It tastes so good, I'm passing all around now. Give me that cake. You got that down.
Yeah.
I said cut it down. Cut it.
All right, how about that? The PSL Band cutting the cake.
Oh.
Hey, on my birthday, I want you to play that song.
Take it home right here. That's it.
Man, I didn't think you had rapping in you, baby. How about that,
Oh,
huh?
man.
Ronnie C laying down some rapping, baby.
you.
I'll tell you right now.
That's the first time I ever sang that song, so I don't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? But I just like the song.
It sounded
Anybody,
great.
anybody got any chocolate cake out there? I'm dying for a chocolate cake.
All right, our next guest is pretty accomplished. I mean, he's a podcaster, but he's a lot more than that. He's done all kinds of stuff. Wait till you hear this guy's resume, and he's been a fan of the show for a long time. Came all the way down from Connecticut to be with us tonight. Would you welcome Richard Sear? Oh. Richard, how are you?
I am doing very well, thank you.
Wow,
very
you
much
know how
for
to make
having
an
me.
entrance there, I'll tell you right
I
now.
really do. Tripped over that, walking in front of the band. I love this place.
All right, so tell me now, you live out there in Connecticut.
I do.
And how did you stumble on the old Paul Santos live show?
It was I think on YouTube. I was watching it, and
Oh,
I said,
is
you know
that
what?
right?
Yeah, and I was watching some of the guys. I said, this show is great. It's like he is the Johnny Carson in New Bedford.
Oh, thank you very much.
Ew. So you know what? I haven't brought you. I think I'm the only guest here that brought you a gift.
Yeah, let me see what we have.
It's,
You have a
it's
book?
my book, Confessions of a Frenetic Mind, 5 Tales.
Confessions of a Frenetic Mind.
Yes.
Wow.
On Amazon.
I can see that you listen to the monologue on occasion.
5 Tales of blood-curdling terror.
Wow. So how did you come to be an author?
Well, let's see. It started way back. Well, when I was 17 or 18, I was a heavy metal singer. And I said almost everything I've done opened the door to something else. So I realized that there's no money in music. So
Yeah.
instead of playing music, oh, sorry about that. didn't mean to break it to the band over there. all these hopes and dreams, just crushed them with one sentence. Anyway.
You decided to write a book.
No, not even then. I
Oh.
said, you know what? If I can't play music and make money, maybe I could talk about music and make money. So I went into radio. I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting. And from there, I did a couple other things. Like I worked on a documentary. And that didn't go too well. But that opened the door. My friend goes, you know what? I would love to do stand-up comedy. I said, you know what? If you do it, I'll go up there and I'll support you. I went on the open mic in Connecticut, the Funny Bone. Got my first laugh. I was, for 5 years, I did 9 different states, over 400 shows. Loved it.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then I have cerebral palsy, so a friend, actually he's a friend now, he wasn't a friend then. He said, Rich, you know what, you'd be a big inspiration to my students. I said, where's your students? He said, they're Abilities Beyond. It's a place where he teaches them. So I went down there, I was talking to them, and this is where the author part comes in. I promise you, I know it's the end of the show. So he said, somebody said, I said, what do you want to do? She goes, I would love to write books. I said, well, what's stopping you? And she goes, you're right. So then I was telling them how when I was young, I was fairly shy, and the only time that I would really feel comfortable was I would write stories and read in front of the class. And I said, I would love to get back into writing. And so she goes, well, what's stopping you? I said, oh, sure, use my words against me. How dare you? So I wrote a book. Did several book signings, one at Barnes & Noble in Connecticut. It was the largest local author book signing they ever had.
Wow.
Sold 25 books, and I ran out. Did a couple other ones. So I'm working on a sequel to...
How many books have you written?
One so far, but I'm working on another one. And I'm also...
Oh, sorry.
in my free time. Because now, as you know, I mentioned that I'm a podcaster, which is on YouTube.
What's the name of it?
It is called The Claws
The
Corner.
Claw Corner.
Get a close up on this. The Claws
is.
Corner. So it's on YouTube, Patreon, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible,
Beautiful.
iHeartRadio. And there's only one question I have about that.
Yes.
When is the great Paul Santos going to be a guest on my show?
Ah, well, yes.
No pressure there. No putting him on the spot.
Anytime. I'd be happy to.
'Cause I have to say, this is really a special night. I don't do this normally, but
No, I
tonight
appreciate
for this
it.
show, I trim my nose hairs. I knew it was going to be a special night. I knew it was going to be on TV and everything.
Well, you know how we give shout-outs to people, like, for example, Richard Horn is looking in, Stan Ruffin, we like to say hello to different people. And I always go, hey, Rich Sear is looking in, and I've been saying this for a long time. And then I thought you were some guy from New Bedford or something, Turns out you're out in Connecticut the whole time. That's great.
The whole time I've been hiding out in Connecticut, and now that everybody knows. Thanks a lot, Paul.
All right, so let me see. Stand-up comic, author, singer in a band.
Motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker. What else? Do you have another job during the day or no?
Well, I do have a job that pays the bills.
What is it?
Everything I do, I'm a financial advisor, which I love.
Oh.
And,
Well, my 401k just dropped 20%, so we'll have to talk.
yes. I'll be talking to both you and Joanna through those tears. Believe me, mine has dropped too, so I completely understand.
So you don't usually trim your nose hairs? You just did that for us tonight?
Nope. And you know what? Just for you guys tonight. And if you invite me back, maybe next time I'll work on my ear hairs. But
Heidi DeMello always trims his nose hairs before the show, doesn't he? He needs like hedge clippers though. It's okay. We're Portuguese. We can say that.
unibrow is a good look for him, though.
You notice when you're Portuguese, after you turn like 40 and 50, hair starts coming out all over the place. Like,
Well, I think, sorry to interrupt you, but I was going to say, for me, I think it's my hair is growing internally. It's like, stop growing on the top. It's just going down into my nose.
So is that some of the stuff that you use? What was your best one-liner in your comedy bit? Do you remember?
I don't really remember. I really didn't have one-liners. A lot of it was because I was known as the Claw, because I have cerebral palsy. So I used my cerebral palsy as a comedy act. And it was funny because at first people would say, oh, I said, no, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a stand-up comedian. I want you to laugh. And then I became a motivational speaker. People are laughing. I'm like, no, I'm a motivational speaker. Don't laugh. So it never really worked out. No, I had a great time. I did it for 5 years, as I mentioned. I think the best show I ever had was I was in Nashville, Tennessee at this club called Zanies. And I was just in the audience watching the great Jeff Ross. I don't know if you have.
Yes, absolutely. Jeff Ross, yeah, the comic that does all the roasts and all that.
Yeah, so he said, you know what, I'm known as the Roast Master General. I'm going to try something new. He goes, I'm going to bring people up on stage and roast them. I was probably on the 5th deck. I jumped.
You wanted to be roasted.
Yes, I did. So I was the last one on stage. I made it on stage, and so he's looking at me, looking at my hand, and he goes, so what do you do? I said, financial advisor by day, stand-up comedian by night. And I hear people go, give him the mic, give him the mic. And I said, hey, it's my big break. He goes, looks like you already had your big break. And he started laughing. So he goes, hey-oh. He goes, if you have something funny to say, I'll get back to you. He roasted everybody else, came back to me and said, here you go. So he let me do my set for about maybe 10 minutes.
Oh, that's great.
The crowd was going crazy. I couldn't even hear myself. The
Awesome.
crowd was so loud, laughing, cheering.
Fantastic.
So that was a great time. But then I just said I sort of morphed into a motivational speaking, which is great because then I could talk about myself and not have to be funny all the time.
Right. Well, you got to go because we're
Oh,
out of time.
already?
But I want to ask you, what was the favorite song that you sang in your metal band?
All right, it was an original song. I was in a metal band, like I told you. Maybe this is one of the reasons why I didn't make a lot of money. It was called Death to Dino.
All right, how did it go? Can you give us 30 seconds of it?
Die, Dino, die with a noose around your neck. All right, so you know what? Maybe you guys have a better chance of making money than I did. I stand corrected.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Sear, thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you for coming. Thanks so much. All right, well, we're having a good time for Casey tonight. I'm sorry, Casey, but Casey will be on next week. We'd like to take the opportunity to thank our guests. How about an Acoustic Remedy? Thank you for coming out tonight. The executive director of Your Theater and the Steeple Playhouse, Tenor Wade, thank you for coming down. Carlos Z, the great comedian. And that last guest, he has so many titles I can't remember them all, Richard Sear. And Joanna, come on inside right up here. Joanna Raposa, our comedy director. And how about the PSL band? Those guys are awesome over there. All right, if you're watching on ABC 6, we are on every other Sunday morning at 10:30. So, like, for example, if you're watching right now, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And if you're here at Mikey B's and you're in the area, you'd like to come back next Monday, we're taping yet another show at 7 o'clock, where we will have a fantastic singer. Erica Abney will be here. An unbelievable headlining comic by the name of Mark Masters. Allison Dine will be back, our good friend Allison. And a great artist by the name of David Poyant. Hey, thank you to our live studio audience. Special thanks to John Parada for coming down and the Rhode Island Wave magazine. Get your copy on the way out. I'm Paul Santos on the Paul Santos Live Show. Don't forget to laugh. Have a great night, everybody.